Hey, it's Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. Thanks for joining me here today on September 11th. And I just wanted to share with you, do you remember where you were September 11th? I was actually working with a bunch of coffee houses that day. And the question was, did we close them all down or what's going on? There was an awful lot of confusion. And at the end of the day, when everything had kind of sort of settled down, a neighbor who I'd never spoken to in my life called from the side of the fence, and we talked. We were socially distanced at 10 feet apart, and she said, do you have a minute? I just have to talk to you. And I was like, sure. And she was a counselor at one of the Cal State locations. And she said, it was a horrible day, and we were counting what all had gone on. And she said, and I'm in my office, and it's around 3:00 in the afternoon, and this young woman knocks on my door, and she goes, I need to speak to you right now. And she goes, can it wait? And she's like, no, I need to speak to you today. So she said, come in. And she said, I need to get out of this class. And the counselor just said, did you want to talk about what's going on? And she goes, I wish I could care. Can you get me out of this class today? And she was so stunned. She said, I wasn't ready for that. And I just said, leave and I'll see you next week. And so that night, at least where I lived in Long Beach, California at that time, we all came out of our houses with candles and lit up the streets. And I know that happened all across America, happened across the world. And one of the things that happened for a lot of us is suddenly New York City became our city. And so you notice that all of the slurs against New Yorkers and New York City gone overnight. Suddenly, this was our city. This was our friends and family that we knew, and it changed the whole way we empathized with a major city. And I just want to share that with you today, because in the time of COVID, I think what we have seen also is this outpouring of sympathy and empathy. And we have to remind ourselves that we can live in a more gentle world where we are feeling others' pain and understanding that small businesses, retail businesses are under an awful lot of pressure, and understanding those essential workers are everyone who is making the whole system work for us today on September 11th. And I hope that you take from this that we honor what happened 19 years ago by bringing that empathy that we started to embody at that time forward with us into a time where we are being called to be better than what the news is telling us, and the fear and all the other thing is to remember that out of all of this comes hope. And that's what my message is for you today here on September 11th. And do you agree with that? Have you found that you've found yourself being drawn to be more empathic and to really lift other people up to say, behold what we can become? Because I think ultimately that's where we all want to live. And that's a world that we can help create through retail, because I honestly believe we can change the world by the people working and shopping in retail, but it starts with each of us. So that's my message for you today on September 11th. And I hope that lands with you and resonates, and you're going to take that and do something amazing with it today. I'm Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. Thanks for joining me today.